Welcome to this workshop. Today we're going to be talking specifically about probability and independent and dependent events within a probability system or situation. So there's actually two different types. I said independent and dependent. When we think about independent probability or independent events, it simply means that one outcome does not affect the subsequent outcome. Traditionally, the penny or the coin is used to describe an independent event. There's two sides to a penny or a coin, a heads and a tails. And it doesn't matter which way we flip it, the first time, so this time it landed on heads, you'd want to pick this up. And if we flipped it again, the heads doesn't determine what the outcome will be. This time, it could be heads again, or it could be tails. It's another heads. We should definitely hang on to this penny. That's an independent event. The first time, or the first round of data doesn't affect the second outcome. But if we were to take something like a deck of cards, or a subset of a deck of cards, here I've got the 4 aces, and I were to flip these over so you couldn't see them, and I were to ask you to randomly choose one of the cards, you would pick, let's say, this one, the ace of hearts. Now taking it out of the deck, we have 3 cards remaining, meaning that we have 1 in 3 chances to choose the ace of spades. Let's go ahead and pick one. Let's do the middle one. Here we pick the ace of diamonds. If we take this and we remove it from the deck now, the probability of actually getting the ace of spades has actually gone up. Originally it was 1 in 4 cards. When we take that ace of hearts and we remove it, we had a 1 in 3 chance. We picked the ace of diamonds, we pulled him out, and now we've got a 1 in 2 chance of getting the ace of spades. Let's choose this one. Here's the ace of spades. So by removing one card from our subset of, or the subset of the deck that we're using, the probability that we are going to pick that card that we chose, the ace of spades, increases each time a card is removed. This is called a dependent event. The reason it's called a dependent event is because each time we remove a card, the probability of the subsequent draw depends on what we removed. So now let's figure out the probability of an independent event. Specifically, we have a coin here, so we've got the heads and the tails. Now when we go to write a probability, we want to write the outcome that we want over the total number of outcomes. So let's say we are going to find the probability of landing on heads, or heads facing up, when we toss or flip our coin here. Okay? Heads is one possibility. So in our numerator, we're going to put a 1. And we're going to put the denominator as the total number of possible outcomes. Meaning, it can land on heads as well as tails. So there's a total of 2 possible outcomes. So the probability of us flipping the coin up in the air and heads facing up is 1/2. If this is an independent event, this probability will not change. It's independent of all of the other factors. So each time we flip the coin, the probability of heads facing up is 1/2. Now let's take a look at our cards. Again, we've got the 4 aces. Here, let's say we wanted to take that ace of spades, and I'll shuffle real quick. Alright. Out of these 4 aces, what is the possibility on my first draw that I will choose the ace of spades? Well, the ace of spades is 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4 possibilities. So it's going to be 1 out of, or over, 4. That's the probability of our first selection. So let's say we go ahead and make a selection and we find that we pull out the ace of hearts and we remove it from the deck. So now we take the possibility of our next selection being the ace of spades, so 1, out of how many possibilities? 1, 2, 3. So the possibility of drawing the ace of spades on the second round is 1/3. Let's go ahead and pull one out here. Here we have the ace of clubs. still not the ace of spades, and we remove it from the deck. So the first time when we had all 4 cards, we had 1 possibility out of 4. In the second round, we had 1 possibility out of 3, and now we have 1 possibility, the ace of spades, out of 1, 2. So the probability on this third round is that we will pull the ace of spades is 1/2, 1/2. That's pretty good odds. So let's go ahead and pull one out. We have the ace of diamonds, still not the ace of spades. So that means that if we were to still run the probability here of choosing or of this card being the ace of spades, we have 1 possibility out of 1 possibility. That's 1/1, meaning this has to be the ace of spades. So this kind of draws up, or draws our tutorial on independent and dependent events to a close. What I'd like you to do is check out the discussion board, and please follow the directions on how to determine independent and dependent situations within the Powerball lottery. Have a great day.